Tēnā tātou katoa. Good evening. A lawyer for Health New Zealand says parents in court over their baby's heart surgery had previously allowed blood from vaccinated people to be used in a transfusion.
But the lawyer for the parents says that was only because it was an emergency and the baby shouldn't have to be treated with what she described as contaminated blood again.
Health New Zealand has applied to have the child placed in the court's guardianship to ensure its surgery can go ahead. Alice Wilkins reports.
Cheered on by a crowd of supporters, the family at the centre of a debate over whether blood from vaccinated people should be used for their baby arrived at the High Court. They can't be identified because of an automatic court order. As hundreds of protesters continued their campaign outside, indoors, Health New Zealand's lawyer said the urgency for the baby remains.
This baby is in uncharted territory. Nobody actually knows the degree of harm and the permanency of the harm that will be caused to his heart.
The 4-month-old has the heart condition pulmonary valve stenosis. He needs an operation to clear a severe obstruction in his valve.
His only option is surgery.
But while both Te Whatu Ora Health New Zealand and the baby's family want that operation, his parents don't want it carried out with blood transfusions from people who have had the COVID vaccine. And while vaccinated and unvaccinated New Zealanders can donate to the NZ Blood Service, the donations aren't kept separately.
Just as a delay can create risk for this baby, it's very clear that a blood that's contaminated can create a risk for this baby.
Today, the court heard that the baby had previously received a blood transfusion in hospital with consent from the parents.
A blood transfusion was actually given to the baby, and that blood transfusion was given with the baby's mother's consent. So it is curious that now such a firm position is taken now to further blood products.
But the family's lawyer, Sue Gray, said it was only consented to in the case of emergency.
The fact that they got away with it once doesn't mean that we should effectively play blood roulette and try it again.
The family says it has found its own unvaccinated donors who are willing to provide blood for the baby's surgery. Their lawyer said many of them have been present here outside court today.
There's ample evidence that NZ Blood in the hospital can do it. It's just that they don't want to do it.
But the lawyer for Health New Zealand says they don't have any information about screening of those potential unvaccinated donors, and there is no other option than to proceed with surgery. Lawyers for the Blood Service say what the family is seeking is not in the best interests of the baby.
The whole point here is that the New Zealand Blood Service does not consider that it is distributing contaminated blood, and if it thought there was a serious argument that it was, of course it would not do that.
As the family left court to return to hospital, they spoke to supporters waiting outside.
I opened my Bible up and, I just opened the page and I looked, my eyes turned down to a scripture, and the scripture said that you guys be the voice for the voiceless.
But now it will be up to the judge to make a decision in the best interests of the one person who cannot speak.
Well, Alice joins us now. Kia ora, Alice. The baby was in court again today. Was anything said about that?
Yes, Mike, the child was in court until about lunchtime. Lawyers for Health New Zealand said that that was against medical advice because of the risk of any type of infection to the baby. But lawyers for the family said that it was the parents' right to make that decision. Now, as for a decision in this case, the judge has reserved that to be released at a later date, but says he is mindful of the urgency.
Tēnā koe, Alice.